Huh? Hey, I'm tryna win. I'm tryna win in the 716 and I'm making it big. I wanna live. I think I'm ready to.
Yo, what's good, man? It's the Easy Pinch Out Podcast with your one and only host, Glory Boy, back here with another special guest. Yeah. How should I say this? Straight from Houston or straight from...
I guess you can say...
I could say Houston?
Yeah, you just say Houston.
Just say Houston?
But
all right, perfect. All right, straight from Houston. I mean, she was in Kentucky and moved to Houston, so it seems like you switching different area codes, businesswoman. But yeah, I appreciate you for coming through.
Thank you.
We've been trying to do this, and the funny thing is that I thought you left Buffalo. And every time I go to certain event, I'll see you popping out. I'm like, what? And I'm like, okay, how are we going to do it? What? And then yesterday, finally, was like, you know what? Let's get this done, and we're here.
Yeah.
You feel me? How you feeling today?
I feel good. I'm blessed this Sunday, so, I feel good.
All right. Oh, shoot. All right. She feel good, man. I had to just fix her mic just a little bit, but, yeah, it's Sunday. Thank God. Did you go to church today?
Unfortunately, I didn't, but I still pray. God knows I love him and he loved me. So,
amen. That's it. Period. And yeah, so I'm going to let you introduce yourself. Tell the people who you are, your name, and also let them know your handles and what you do. So that way, after you're done with that, then we can just start with this.
Okay. Hi, guys. Hey, Barbies. It's your girl, Sudani Barbie. My name is Ludia Yenga. I am an entrepreneur from Louisville, Kentucky. Shout out to 502 3rd Street, period. I sell wigs. I install wigs. I do digital products. I teach classes, everything. I've been doing this for 5 years since I was 17 years old, period. So you can follow me on Instagram at Lace Chemistry, LACE Chemistry. So yes, book the look. Houston bookings are now open, so you can definitely book with me. And yeah, I'm from South Sudan also, so
she's rep, man. I like that, man. I'm from Congo.
So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you being an entrepreneur. It's not an easy life. It's not an easy life. So I know you be dealing with a lot of stresses and so on, trying to make things happen for yourself. So tell us a little bit more about that. Like, how did it start? You said that you started when you was age 17, though. Like, what really got you interested in that business?
I'm not gonna lie. When I was in high school, I just always liked looking good, and I used to work like a dog. Like I had 2 jobs, so I was always at work, and I always liked looking good. So I was taking my money and buying wigs. I didn't have nothing to spend my money on, so I was just buying wigs and practicing and watching YouTube and things like that. And then when I started going to school with my wigs and going out into events, people are like, "Oh, it looks good. Can you do mine?" And I started doing my friend. Shout out to Jeanette. She's from Burundi.
Okay.
I started practicing on her a lot. And she was someone, even like when it was times where I was doing it for free and she'll be like, just take this, just take that, because I'm taking my time to detail and perfect my craft with her. But like over time, I started practicing and doing $40 installs on people. Over time, I started getting recommendations from friends, people doing my classmates, everything. And then like after the first 2 years, that was my full-time job for 3 years.
How did I feel that from working 2 jobs to just having something that you're so passionate about to being your full-time job?
Man, it felt good because you could do whatever you want. Like you could literally, especially during the holidays, you could bust your butt for like 3 weeks in December. The last 3 weeks of December you work, you could take the whole January off if you wanted. Like just relax. You work on your time. Nobody tells you what to do.
Right.
You accept how many bookings you want. You do what you want your own way. You can decorate your room, whatever you want. Everything is about you. And people are coming to you on how you do your business. So
I want to ask you, because when you booming within your business, the money be sweet. Like how did you manage to utilize the money that you were getting like at first? Because I know you said you had to stop working 2 jobs, and now let me say that money was good. So like how did you manage that money?
At first it was hard because I was young and I was having fun, and then it was summertime. So, and I'm always going somewhere. So it was like boom, 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 boom. Then I'm like, dang, okay, yes, this is something I love to do. I'm working hard, but I got to figure out other ways to manage my money.
Right.
So I had to sit down and like make a game plan. And then I met my man. So my man was helping me too. So
Thank you to my man.
thank you to my man. It's always good to have someone grown and older than you, like helping you like with your strategies and build your life, honestly. So
Yeah, shout out to him because there's not a lot of dudes that really invest their time into their women's business.
Yes.
Some guys tend to just eat off from their women, you know,
Oh,
and
yes.
and it's a lot of people like that. Especially also, it's a lot of girls like that too. A lot of girls that's not really gonna be there to invest in you, rather than they just want to take from you. You feel me?
Definitely.
So yeah, and also you have friends around you, and you had a business to manage. How did you kind of like walk around that?
This is crazy, and a lot of people have probably been through the same thing that I went through. My business had really showed me the type of people that I was literally dealing with in my life. Believe it or not, like none of my friends, none of my family supported my business when I first started. It was literally like my sister, my younger sister. Obviously, I'm gonna do her hair for free because she was a kid, but that's it. She was always posting my stuff. Even my older sister, and shade, I don't care. Anyways, my older sister, she would never sat in my chair, nothing. My cousins, none of that. Until I started like doing bigger. Now people want to promote me. People want to do this. People want to do that. Like my clients, I mean, the friends I have now, those were my clients before we became friends. I had celebrated my business anniversary, year 3 last year. Did a dinner, club night, everything. All my true friends that I invited, none of them showed up. Wow. My clients that are my friends now, we got so close. Those were the only people that showed up for me.
You know what I like about this though? You're being very like transparent with it, because a lot of people, some people will watch this and they'll be like, why is she doing that? But at the end of the day, you have to be true to yourself. You have to understand, okay, the circle that you have around you, you have to be able to let them know exactly how you feel. Because if you can't let them know how you feel, people gonna always take advantage of you.
Yeah.
You know, but so since you mentioned that, did you ever go to them and say like, why you never supported me when I was starting up, and then now that I'm doing good for myself and I'm actually doing very good, I'm very well skilled and so on, now you want to support me? Have you ever done that to, or not?
Honestly, I didn't even waste my time. There's no point. I'm booked. People are booking me. People that don't even know me are booking me. I don't have time.
Right.
Even when like it got to the point where, especially after my celebration, I was just like, I don't care anymore. People, especially people that I grew up around, people feel like when you're doing something good for yourself, it's a problem. And I don't like that. I don't want to be around people like that. So I just remove myself and I just be by myself doing my thing. I don't have time for it.
Yeah, man, it be like that. Like you just made a great point right there. When you're doing something good for yourself, it's a problem because you're not so available anymore like you used to. You feel me? So like right now, it's like you're so locked in, you're so invested into your craft. So a lot of people may take it that as a problem, and that's where you see true colors too. Because if people really like you, if people really want to be your friends, they won't take nothing personal when you're investing in yourself, right?
Definitely.
I'm telling you, man, like it be like that.
I don't mind helping people. Like I love teaching. If I have cousins, like I ain't gonna lie, I have a few cousins that support me from the beginning, like I swear. But not all of them. There's a few people that will literally feel like, oh, you know, you acting like this, you acting like you too good, all this stuff. How? You know? There's people that want to learn, and even if they're learning on their own, I have people that do their own hair sometimes, but they come to me when they have special events. You know, I have friends and family like that, but it doesn't have to be a problem.
Right.
Everybody can help each other. It's not an issue.
So let me ask you this. So throughout the business of cosmetology, doing hair and so on, do you feel like today a lot of these people that's coming into the industry are doing it genuinely, or to just kind of like make other people lose business because of like being petty or so on? I just want you to be honest, but I don't know. It's your business, but you know, but I just want to know.
I don't think necessarily to kind of be petty. I feel like hair is really a skill, and it takes time for you to master and know what you're doing. So I think if you're gonna go to cosmetology school and do all of that, you better do something and actually want to do it, because you literally gonna waste your time. You'll be miserable. Like, even if you don't want to work a 9 to 5, and it's still a job, you know, you have to be professional. You got to come in and work and do your thing. So I think people that actually want to get into cosmetology, they genuinely want to, you know, have a passion in it and do their thing. So.
And how about you? Like, did you go through that process of cosmetology school and so on?
Yes, I did. I really did. It was ghetto.
When you say ghetto, like,
I'm not gonna lie. The school I went to was ghetto.
Ghetto.
The teachers were okay, but I feel like they weren't serious. I was already doing hair at the time, so I was just going there just to get the certificate, literally. And my classmates, like, I'm not trying to like be rude and stuff like that, but I feel like people that go to school, if you go to school, you go to school for a reason. You're not trying to be like small-minded. You want to grow and have like an open mind and be free to everyone. But there was so much competition. People will get upset. It's like, oh, you know, you doing hair outside of school, I'll snitch on you, even though you're not supposed to be doing hair outside of school.
Oh, so you're not supposed to while you're in school?
While you're in school, you're not supposed to be doing hair outside of school. People will be snitching. Or be like, oh, I think on Fridays, sometimes on Fridays we get to like exchange services and stuff like that. And people will get upset. Oh, can I do this and you do that? I'm not exchanging a service. I charge for this outside. So if you want this, you can book me. I can do your hair outside.
So you're all about business. Like, man, if you want, my time is precious.
Yes.
If you want me to do this for you, you're going to have to pay for it.
Yes. It was so much drama. Fights. People are fighting every day over nonsense. And we all just trying to make it. Like, it's so hard.
I know. And so let me. So your school, was it diverse, or was it just a school that had like more black people or more white people and so on? Can you tell?
School that had more black people. Okay. And there was a few African girls. It was me and this other girl. And people used to always try to make fun of Africans. I swear, even in this, I think it was like 2021, people will still try to make fun of Africans in this day and age. Like, be for real. Like, literally, it was just so lame. Like, the arguments was so lame. I got so tired of it.
What were they saying about Africans?
So because I do wigs, people expect me to know how to braid hair. And I don't know how to braid hair. I just know how to do straight backs for the wig. So the other girl in the class, she was Liberian and she knew how to braid. Like, she was really good. So like, they would always try to make stupid jokes. Oh, you guys are sisters. You should know how to braid. How you African? You don't know how to braid. Just little stupid nonsense. Like, these is 30-year-old women talking about this nonsense. Like, do your homework, girl. Like, for real.
I mean, Africans can do everything, man. I mean, that's where we find a lot of separation amongst Africans and African Americans, is because we don't understand that we're all one. You know, some people don't understand that we're all one. So the best way to actually do that is like actually learning the history. You know, I don't like when people kind of like pay too much attention to social media. Even take a flight, go to Africa. You're going to see that Africans will actually treat you so much better than people that treat people that's here in America, you know. So I feel like sometimes you got to let them know, like, come on, we're brothers and sisters, you know. Like, if you want to know more about Africans, I'll even love to fly with you back to Africa, you know.
Exactly.
So to kind of like switch their mind up, you feel me?
We do potluck. We're making African food. We bring the food. Oh, the food smell funny. It stink. Da da da. What?
Yeah, let's switch up, man. Let's not talk about negativity. We don't want that.
Like, seriously.
We don't want that. But yeah, so now let's jump into like I know when you have a business, you have ups and downs. You have days where like you're really crying. You're like, oh my gosh, when I need to pay this bill. Oh my gosh, I have this personal loan that I took for my business, and I have to take care of it before I can get another one and invest into something else. Did you come into time where like you was just crying, stressing, and like how did that go for you?
I've been doing this for a while, so I've been through a lot. Like, I've been through so much. When I first started doing hair, I started doing hair in my family's house in the basement. I had like a whole little studio going on. And when you have family issues and things like that going on, it can really take a toll on your mental health, honestly. Even if you have a plan in your head and it's like, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that, But if your family needs this, needs that, you got this to prioritize, you got this, you got siblings, all this stuff, it's stressful. And especially like when you're growing up, especially African parents, they have a certain expectation for you. You try to meet your own personal milestones. And then me moving out, living in a whole different place, like all this stuff, it's frustrating. It's times where even earlier this year, this was probably, I thought 2022 was the worst year of my life. The beginning of this year was probably the worst time of the year, and I'm actually shocked.
Why you say that? What happened?
Because I was in Africa at the beginning of the year, and I had a plan that I was gonna do something completely different with my business at the beginning of the year. Okay. All these things. I was supposed to be traveling to Africa on the 18th of January. Everything was going great. I had my flight booked, everything planned. I had a whole bunch of bookings for the end of January. I mean, the beginning of January and the end of December, because it's Christmas, New Year's, all that stuff. I got sick. I finished Christmas and New Year's. I got sick the first week of January. It was really weird. It was to the point where I just fell down. Like I was doing someone's hair. I literally just fell down because I guess I overworked myself. And I went to the hospital. And I was supposed to rest. And then the next day, I stayed at my mom's house because they wanted me to rest. And she knows me. If I go home, I'm going to find something to do and overwork myself. The next day, I went to sleep, and I had found out my grandma had passed away. And this grandma has been with me my entire life, like from the time I was born, taught me my language, everything. Even though I was born in America, like this is like my second mom. So I was actually traveling to Africa to go see her, but she passed away before the time I was supposed to go. So I had to change my ticket, pay bills ahead of time. Like it messes up. I had to cancel like 15 appointments. I had 15 appointments the week before I had to leave. Had to refund deposits, refund hair money that people bought from me. It was a lot. It's draining. Like you would have a certain expense and a certain amount of savings and a certain type of budget for these out of the country trips, and everybody knows going to Africa is very expensive. So when you have to do all that in order for me to make it to the funeral, it cost a lot. So that was something that really stressed me out. I was emotionally damaged really bad, and it's just you gotta thug it out, because if you don't help yourself, nobody's gonna help you. Like
that's it, girl. If you don't help yourself, nobody's gonna help you. I mean, it's your life to live. Mm-hmm. You know, we all here with a purpose. We all are born. We come from the womb alone. I mean, if you don't have a twin or whatever, but the twin also, one comes first, another one follows. You know, so you come to this world by yourself. So you have to always understand, I got myself. You know, at the end of the day.
Definitely. Even if you have a partner, shout out to my man. Even if you have somebody that's going to help you and get you through things, even if it's financially, like your emotional part and mentally, like if I didn't hold myself together, like you going to be messed up. You really going to be messed up.
That's
like
true.
It was tough.
That's true. That makes a lot of sense. Even if you have a partner, you have to understand they have also their own things going on. You know, they got to take care of themselves too. So if you really putting all your stresses on them, trying to make them solve your issues, then you're being selfish.
Facts.
You know, so you have to also fight for yourself. Make sure. So it makes sense. And you also, you kind of brought up something that I found. I wanted to actually ask you. You mentioned something, what was it? In terms of like, when you was making those plans to travel to Africa and so on, how did you, because you had to pay some of the bills beforehand and so on, how did you manage doing that? Because I know that's hard. Like, because you got, like, you going to Africa, you got to pay all those bills. How did you manage doing that?
I worked. This man, no. I worked. I would wake up 5 o'clock in the morning to start here at 6 in the morning. You will see me on the camera. People leaving the house 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning, 3 in the morning. Like, I'll work from morning to night. My feet will be swollen like this. If I know I have something to do, and people need their hair done, I'm going to charge you a squeeze-in fee. I'm going to charge you an overnight fee. I'm going to charge you a fee for same day, all this stuff. But I'm going to do your hair, and I'm going to work my butt off for it. Like, if I know I have a plan and I know I have things to do, I'm going to make sure I do that over time, just like a job. If you got things you want to do, if you got a trip coming up, you're going to be like, oh, let me get some overtime.
You gotta go, yeah.
I'm going to give myself that overtime.
Right.
So
Yeah, respect. And you mentioned something about working crazy and so on, but you have to also understand rest is important because you mentioned that you fell down one time as you were doing hair. Um, since you learned your lesson, let's talk about resting. What would you say about resting? How would you define resting to people that's entrepreneurs and so on, and them taking it seriously?
After the last time when I ended up in the hospital, I completely learned my lesson. That's why like now I'm taking my digital products very seriously. Instead of like physically teaching, because a physical class, you
Right.
don't know how long it's gonna take. Because some people could be beginners, some people could just be like learning or don't know anything about wigs. There's classes that for me that take 6 hours. There's classes for me that take 9 hours. So instead of you wanting to be on your feet all day, you could literally record a whole video of you doing everything from beginning to end and sell it online. So you could literally make that online and tone down the amount of clients you take every week to make it easy and you can rest. Because mentally, if you're not mentally or and physically ready, it's tough. Like it's really hard sometimes. It really is. Like
That's facts. Man, I gotta learn how to rest. I'm the same way. Like when I'm very passionate about certain things, I'm gonna be so into it. Sometimes I get home, right? I'm like, okay, I gotta go to sleep at 10 p.m. on the dot. And I'm like, okay, I'm about to go to sleep. And then as soon as my eyes just turn around and I see a computer, oh my God. I'm there just editing, trying to find new ways, trying to learn new skills, trying to do this. And I'm like, nah. And then it reaches like until like 12 a.m. Then I'll go to sleep. Then I'll wake up very tired. But then in my mind, I'm like, I still love doing what I'm doing. And then I'll continue doing the same thing. So yeah, rest is very important. So you learned your
that
lesson.
water.
You learned your lesson.
I definitely did. I really did.
Right. So what would you do now in order to kind of prioritize your time and also making sure that you have that time to rest?
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. As much as I love doing hair, I'm slowly just trying to work into working online with my business and cutting down the amount of physical work that I do. Like, I'm not gonna lie, digital products is really taking over the world. The internet, AI, everything is taking over the world. And I'm trying to move into that because now I'm approaching an age where I want to build my life. I want to get married. I want to have children. I want to finish school. All this stuff. Like, I'm entering a new chapter soon of the age of 23 next month. So that's something I want to do. And I can't be doing 20 heads in 1 week and still manage cooking for my husband, taking care of my kids, going to school full time, all that stuff is too much. So as much as I love what I do, I want to cut down on that and do like, okay, let's say I can do 10 people in 1 week and still make like a certain amount doing my digital products online because that's just making money in your sleep.
Right.
You already did all the hard work by making the video, editing it, posting it. People are just purchasing it and watching a replayable video so they can learn on their own.
Yeah, that's facts. That's
So-
facts. And shout out to you for saying that because we're all trying to build that generational wealth too. That we're trying to build that future where, you can still work here and there because you like what you're doing, but don't kill yourself. Live a life that's good for you, for your kids, for your husband, your wife, and so on. So yeah, it makes sense. And also I wanted to ask you because I mean you've been in this business for a minute now, and there's a lot of young girls growing up. There's a lot of young girls growing up and I actually want to pursue this dream because now that people are actually finding out that, okay, you don't just got to go to college to pursue a career or to do something. You got to do things that you enjoy doing and you can still get a certificate and build your own business going forward. What would you say to them, though, in order for them to stay disciplined and also to make their way out?
I can't go back to I can't go back to how I did it, but I would say when you first start, it's gonna be tough in the beginning, and there's gonna be a lot of people doubting you, especially to my African girls. Our parents always have a certain standard and a certain thing they want you guys to do in this life, but if it's something that you want to do in anything in beauty, go for it because this industry is a $1 trillion industry. Money will never run out. Everybody gets their hair done. Everybody gets their nails done. Everybody gets everything done. Put in the work. Invest in quality and quantity products.
Right.
Like the best. And be professional and just keep going. Never give up. Even if you do one person in 1 week, you need to keep going to get to where you want to be, because people are not going to come to you for no reason. Like, they're going to show up and show out for you for a reason. People aren't going to be like, oh, that's my friend, I'm just going to go to her. Like, no, I'm going to her because her work is good. It speaks for itself. It lasts long. She's professional. Her area is clean. Like, you got to set the standard for yourself so people can set a standard for you and not play about you, because my clients don't play about me.
Amen. Come on, man. Come on, man. Yeah, man. Like I said, that's exactly what they want. They want to hear. You know, they want to hear someone that have already been through it. Someone that's gonna give them the real answer, the genuine answer. You know.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, man, do what you want to do, man. Enjoy the journey. You may make $100 today, $200 tomorrow, maybe $10 the next day. But at the end of the day, are you really enjoying what you're doing? You feel me? But yeah, thank you so much for coming through, man.
Thank you.
It was an amazing sit down with you, you know, and I hope you guys learned a lot.
It was amazing having me. Thank you.
My pleasure, my pleasure. So once again, just tell them your Instagram and where they could find you.
My Instagram is Lace Chemistry. You guys can follow me on Instagram, and it's the same on TikTok, LaceChemist_. And yes, purchase a digital product. I have a baby hair tutorial launching August 9th, and it's only $24.99. You guys can master your baby hairs. My baby hairs last 7 to 14 days. Damn. I'm telling you, for the people that do wigs, my edges last in the heat. My client got thrown in the ocean. It was still on. So, yes. Literally.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Book,
accept, purchase, and see you soon, Barbies. Bye.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you. This is Easy Pinch Out Podcast, man, with your one and only host, Glory Boy, man. We outside. Let's go. Cheers.